So today for lunch, I think I'm gonna make me a redfish and shrimp courtbouillon. Basically a redfish and shrimp in a red gravy. And I got a half a stick of unsalted butter. And in that, I'm gonna brown some onions and bell pepper. And if you like celery, you could add a stick of celery to it as well, but I don't really care for celery. And for the red gravy, I'm gonna use some diced tomatoes and 1 can of sauce. And the trick with making this is don't add water, because once you put the fish and the shrimp in, it's going to release a lot of water, and that'll give, so if you add water to it, it'll end up becoming too watery. So all right, let me once the butter gets heated up, I'll go ahead and add the bell pepper and onion, and I'll get that to brown. And when you get everything brown the way you want it, go ahead and add the diced tomatoes in, and the 1 can of tomato sauce. We'll add a little bit of minced garlic to it as well. About that much. Maybe a tablespoon. And put our fire a little bit lower. We'll add some garlic powder to it as well. About like that. Add a little bit of paprika to it. About like that. Add a little bit of cayenne pepper to it. About like that. Maybe a teaspoon. And I'm going to add a little bit diced onion to it. And a little bit salt. Just to start it. And that's pretty much it. This can be left out, but this is a little bit of roux, maybe a teaspoon. Add that to it too, and we'll let that cook for probably about 1.5 hours. I'm starting this at around 9 o'clock. I plan on eating around noon, so and we're not going to add the fish or the shrimp until probably the last 30 minutes of cooking. So I'd say we're gonna let this cook about 1.5 hours on a low heat. And after about 1 hour or so, I'll taste it and see what I got to add to it. It only been about 30 minutes, but that's how the gravy looks currently. Like I say, after about 1.5 hours, it's gonna look real good. I haven't added anything else to it yet. I'm gonna taste it here shortly, see if I need to add any more salt and whatnot to it. Yeah, it's just pretty simple to do this one. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the rest of the stick of butter. So this is unsalted butter. And I got a little bit of flour here. And I'm going to season the flour with a little bit of some Cajun seasoning. Not a whole lot, just about that much. Maybe a teaspoon. Probably about 1/2 cup of flour. And what we're going to do is we're going to lightly coat the redfish in it. And we're going to just brown it a little bit. We're not going to cook it all the way through. We're just going to brown the outside with a little bit of flour. So let me get that set up and I'll show you. And redfish got a pretty good bloodline in them. So what I do is, or try to do, is cut most of this out. It just gives it a lot better taste. And you can just run your knife real shallow against it. Caught these about 2 days ago. So I think this would make a good little dish for them. Just try to remove most of it. It'll just make it taste a lot better. So let me get that ready, then I'll show you how to brown it. And we're gonna lightly season the fish as well. Just a little bit Cajun seasoning or whatever you got. And we'll do the same for the shrimp. Just a light seasoning. And since I have so much to brown, I'm gonna just add a little bit of vegetable oil to it as well. It'll make it stretch. That way I don't have to add any more butter to it. You still get the butter taste, but vegetable oil make it go a little further. We'll go ahead and lightly brown the shrimp. These shouldn't take long. This might have been about a minute. And they're just starting to get a nice little brown to them. And we'll let that other side go for about a minute. I got the shrimp done. Now we're going to go ahead and do the redfish. So same thing. And we just try not to crowd the pan. I'm going to do a small amount first here, and then just keep doing it in batches. And you know, you really don't have to do this. I mean, you can just, the last 30 minutes, just put the fish in and the shrimp in raw, but I think a light brown on it gives it a little bit better flavor. And about like that. I'll lower my fire a little bit. I will go ahead and turn it. You know, just a nice slight brown. That's all we're trying to do. Just cook the flour a little bit. And I will let it go for about a minute on this side. And just keep doing it in small batches until you get everything brown. Or like I said, you can really skip this. You can really skip this step and just put the fish and everything in raw in the red gravy. Either way. So after 1 hour, this is how we look. Like I said, so far I haven't added anything to it. I just gave it a little taste. I think I might add a little bit salt to it, and that's pretty much going to be it. The fish is already lightly seasoned, as well as the shrimp. When I browned them a little bit in the butter and oil, so I'm gonna just add a little bit more salt. I'm not even sure how much that is. Not much, I mean. And we'll give it one more taste, and I think I'll be good on our. Spiciness is pretty good with the cayenne pepper. Got a little zing to it, but that's how it looks. Looks pretty good. That's just bell pepper, onion, one bell pepper diced, and maybe a tablespoon or so of minced garlic, a little bit garlic powder, onion flakes, paprika. That's pretty much it. Like I said, just a little bit cayenne pepper. So we'll let this go about another 30 minutes. Like I said, I'm just cook the gravy for about an hour and a half. Then I'm gonna add the fish to it. That's been about an hour and a half. We'll go ahead and add everything else to it. This is the redfish and the shrimp. And being kind of careful, we're gonna go ahead and just try to not break the fish too much. Just kind of spoon over the sauce on top of everything. And we'll just let this simmer for about 30 minutes. And that's how we look. Got the shrimp. Got the big old chunks of redfish. Like I said, it's man, it's gonna kind of fall apart when you take it out, but you know, it is what it is. I cooked it about 30 minutes, the fish and the shrimp. So all together, I guess about 2 hours. So let me show you how it looks once I put it over some rice. And we got some plain basmati rice. And we'll put some shrimp. Some pieces of fish. You know, something like that. So let me get it all situated here, then we'll show you what it really looks like. So there's the finished dish. We got some redfish, we got some shrimp, some jumbo shrimp. Oh, by the way, you need to devein your shrimp before you do anything with them too. So but yeah, so that's gonna be my lunch today: redfish and shrimp courtbouillon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.